Alright, well, good morning everyone. My name is Liz2, and I will be presenting today on Harry Potter and the Seven Horcruxes. You can change this slide. Okay, so our learning objectives for today, things that you will be able to do at the end of the presentation. You will be able to define a Horcrux and how a Horcrux is created. You will be able to list Voldemort's 7 Horcruxes. You will be able to describe how each of the 7 Horcruxes was destroyed and who destroyed each of them. And you will be able to describe the importance of the Horcruxes to the entire Harry Potter series. So I have a little YouTube video. This video is a clip from Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, the 6th movie, 6th book in the series. And it's a clip where Professor Slughorn is explaining to young Tom Riddle, who is Voldemort, what a Horcrux is.
I was in the library that night, in the restricted section, and I read something rather odd about the ability of rare magic. It's called, as I understand it, Horcrux.
I beg your pardon?
Horcrux. I came across the term while reading, and I didn't fully understand it.
Well, what you're reading, Tom, this is very dark stuff, very dark.
Which is why I came to you.
A Horcrux is an object which a person has concealed out of their soul.
But I don't understand how that works.
It splits one's soul and hides part of it in the object. In doing so, you are protected should you be attacked and your body destroyed.
Protected.
Part of your soul that is hidden lives on. In other words, you cannot die.
How does one split his soul?
You already know the answer to that.
Murder.
Yes. Killing rips the soul apart. It's a violation against nature.
Can you only split the soul once? For instance, 7.
7. Merlin's beer, Tom. Isn't it bad enough to consider killing one person? But to rip the soul into 7 pieces. This is all hypothetical, isn't it? Or academic.
Of course, sir. Maybe I was listening.
So essentially, what Professor Slughorn is telling Tom is that a Horcrux is a piece of very dark magic. Only there's not many wizards who have ever performed it. What a wizard actually does is he splits his soul into multiple pieces and places a piece of his soul into objects. And then the wizard cannot be destroyed until all of those objects are destroyed. So, which is basically what I just said. And in order for someone to create a Horcrux, they need to commit the worst piece of dark magic that anyone could possibly do. They need to kill another in order to split their soul. So Voldemort split his soul into 7 pieces, so he had to kill 7 people in order to create all 7 Horcruxes. And the creator chooses the objects that he wants to place a piece of his soul in. So we learned about how you create a Horcrux. Now I want to just go over how you would destroy a Horcrux. So we have a basilisk, which is one of the monsters that we see throughout the Harry Potter series. Basilisk is kind of like a snake-like monster, and in his fangs he has the most poison, one of the most poisonous substances known in the wizarding world, and this poison can be found in their fangs, so you can use Basilisk fang to destroy a Horcrux. Next we have the Sword of Gryffindor. So Gryffindor is one of the houses in Hogwarts, and Godric Gryffindor, who created the sword, is one of the the people who started Hogwarts. So in the Chamber of Secrets, which is the second book in the series, we know that Harry Potter kills the basilisk. He kills the basilisk using the sword of Gryffindor. And when he uses the sword of Gryffindor to go up into the roof of his mouth, when it comes down, it's covered in the basilisk poison, the same poison that's in the fang. So now you can use the sword of Gryffindor, which is, I guess, has absorbed some of the poison from the basilisk, and you can use that to destroy a Horcrux. Next we have Fiendfire, which is another piece of dark magic. It's a spell that is cast by a wizard, and it creates this crazy fire, and this fire is different than other fires that you can create by magic because it can't be stopped with any other spell. So it kind of just goes out of control. There's no way to really stop it. And then, of course, the last way that you can destroy a Horcrux is the Killing Curse, which is one of the 3 unforgivable curses in the Wizarding world. And we'll see how that's used later. So the first Horcrux that I'm going to talk about is Tom Riddle's journal. We see Tom's journal first in the Chamber of Secrets book. Lucius Malfoy, father of Draco Malfoy, who is Harry Potter's main villain, was given the journal after Voldemort put a piece of his soul in it for protection. And then throughout a series of events, I could talk about it forever, but just to make it simple, Lucius gave the journal to Ron Weasley's sister, Ginny. So in the Chamber of Secrets, we see that Ginny is in possession of a Horcrux, and she becomes enchanted by the Horcrux. So the Horcrux is telling her to open the Chamber of Secrets again. That's how we get the whole story with the basilisk. That's the whole basis of the second book. After Harry realizes the effect that the journal is having on Ginny, he knows that he has to destroy it, and he destroys it in the Chamber of Secrets with a basilisk thing. So the next Horcrux that we have is Marvolo Gaunt's reign. Marvolo Gaunt was the grandfather of Voldemort. So Voldemort came into possession of this ring and decided that he wanted to split part of his soul and put it in there. The ring was discovered by Dumbledore, the leader of Hogwarts. And he found it at the Gaunt's old house in Little Tippin, England. So when Dumbledore realized that Voldemort had split his soul into pieces, he went and searched for the ring, knowing that it would be a Horcrux, and he destroyed it with the sword of Gryffindor. So the next one that we have, this Horcrux is a little more complicated because it was passed between a lot of people, but we have Salazar Slytherin's locket. Salazar Slytherin was one of the other founders of Hogwarts, and he was known for more of the dark magic part of the Wizarding world. So the locket, Voldemort originally hid it in a cave, but Sirius Black's older brother Regulus found the locket in the cave and stole it. So he kind of realized that Voldemort was creating the Horcruxes. He took the locket. Through a series of events, it got to one of the people in the Ministry of Magic, which is like the big center of the Wizarding world. And then Harry, Ron, and Hermione had to go find it there through a series of events. They did find it, and Ron Weasley destroyed it with the sword of Gryffindor. Next we have Helga Hufflepuff's cup. Once again, Helga Hufflepuff is one of the founders of Hogwarts. When Voldemort decided to place a piece of his soul in the cup, he gave it to Bellatrix Lestrange, who is a Death Eater, and she kept it in her family vault at Gringotts Bank, which is the main, where everyone with valuable possessions kept their things in the Wizarding world. They found it in the vaults, and Hermione destroyed it with a basilisk fang. Next we have Rowena Ravenclaw's diadem. another another one of the founders of Hogwarts. So in Hogwarts, there's a lot of different magical rooms. So one of the rooms is called the Room of Requirement, and it basically morphs into whatever anyone needs upon their time of need. So it's also a storage unit, and Voldemort stored the diadem in the storage unit because it goes on for miles and miles, and there's a million things in there. So he decided that would be a safe place. Harry, Ron, and Hermione realized that it was in there, and they went into the Room of Requirement. They were followed by a few dark wizards, and the wizards practicing dark magic decided that obviously they wanted to destroy Harry Potter. So they put out the Find Fire spell, and they did not destroy Harry, Ron, and Hermione, but they did destroy all the contents of the room, including the diadem. And so the Death Eaters actually destroyed part of their leader's soul. So, alright. So the next one is Nagini. Nagini is a snake that you see throughout the whole entire series by Voldemort's side. He's kind of like his sidekick. Voldemort decided to put a piece of his soul in Nagini because he was by his side at all times. He could keep, he could watch over it and wouldn't have to worry about it. And in the big battle in Harry Potter, Neville Longbottom, friend to Harry Potter, beheads Nagini with the sword of Gryffindor. And our last Horcrux is our beloved Harry Potter. So, it's interesting that Harry Potter is a Horcrux because Voldemort did not realize that he created additional Horcrux. He thought that he only created 6 of them. He created Harry Potter as a Horcrux when he killed Harry Potter's parents when Harry Potter was a baby. So he's committing the ultimate dark magic of murder. His soul split, and part of his soul went into Harry Potter. So in the last few chapters of the series, there's a battle between Voldemort and Harry because Harry represents good magic, Voldemort represents bad magic. So Voldemort actually kills Harry Potter via killing curse, and he actually destroys a part of his soul unknowingly. So why do we need to know about Horcruxes? We need to know about Horcruxes because of the recurring theme in Harry Potter, which is good magic versus bad magic. Voldemort and his Horcruxes represent bad magic. He split his soul, so he is immortal, so that he can keep doing his dark magic. He can have followers with the dark magic. He wants to defeat Harry Potter, who represents the good magic. So.
That's my question.
There you go. There's one more. That's fine.
That one?
Yep. Yeah, these are all the pictures of when I went to Harry Potter World. So, does anybody have any questions?
That's pretty awesome. That's awesome.
It's like really complicated, and I tried to make it as simple as possible. But if anybody has any questions about Harry